Okay, so let's delve into politics real quickly. You went to Egypt. That generated a lot of controversy with trip to Egypt. What did you go do in Egypt?
But it's unfortunate, let me tell you. Let me start by telling you, see, when you vote people here, this is the only country I know that you vote people in, and when they become, say, local government chairman, governor, president, anything, the next thing they start telling you is what we saw when we came in, or start blaming the person they took over from. A leader, when you're elected and you're in charge, you're not meant to complain. The job of a leader is not to complain. The job of a leader is not to give excuses. It's for you to solve problems. And if you're aspiring to lead, that is the time you need to study and know what you're going to do. So if there's an example anywhere globally, you go there and learn. Today, go to any record, the highest deployment and fastest deployment of power globally is Egypt, Vietnam, India. Egypt moved their power from about 20,000 megawatts to 58,000. Between 2015 and 2020, 5 years, Nigeria as a country could generate, was able to generate in the 60s over 1,000 megawatts. 50, 60 years after, they cannot generate above 4,000. That shows a crisis. When these people could, in 5 years, increase their power generation by 30-something thousand. So you need to go and learn. I went there, I was taken around the power facility, met the companies that did it, went to the ministry, met the power holding company chief, met the people in the ministry, above all, met those who provided the finance.
Who provided the finance?
Of course, they worked on Turkey with Siemens, so European Development Bank did their own. They worked on Turkey with other group, GE did. So, and I know that it's easy within a period of 5 years to move power generation, distribution, transmission in 5 years from where we are today to 15,000-20,000.
But
Egypt added 25,000 megawatts. 25,000 megawatts within 5 years. In the past 65 years, Nigeria has added 3 megawatts. 25,000 megawatts in 5 years. 3 megawatts, 3,000 megawatts in 65 years. That is what we are dealing with in this country. If you think this matter of a revolution, of bringing somebody that would actually guide us to the light, is something to joke about, is something to play around with, is something that we can still keep procrastinating. We need somebody that is politically adept. He's not ready. We are in a crisis that would eventually lead to an implosion. It has been piling up over the years. Imagine for 65 years, adding only 3 megawatts. When another country in the same continent can add 25,000 in 5 years. The water has been boiling gradually, and the frog has refused to jump out. We are getting to the point where it will overboil, and everything will end up in a complete failure that will not work. And the only escape from this is, like I told you, is belief. The reason why corruption and complete malfunction of infrastructure is the mainstay in Nigeria is because, first of all, we do not even believe that a logical, correct thing is possible. That is one thing that Peter Obi has woken up in me. Over the past few years of watching his interviews, first few months of watching his interviews, researching what he has done so far, is the fact that he actually brings that belief that this thing is possible and it is not rocket science. If somebody can bring 25,000 in 5 years, why can't we do 10,000 in 5 years? Why has it taken us 65 years to add 3,000 megawatts? That is even unreliable, unstable. Ha. Wow.
But a lot of people are saying, why did you use local content? Why did you speak to people in the power sector here? And what can you learn in 3 days? Those are what some of the people are saying.
They don't know what they're talking. I've been speaking to people here. I need to go and see where it's dead. That's people, there's nothing wrong in learning. It's not as if I was in office and I'm traveling. They want you to be in office.
See, this is another problem we even have. We have this pride in our stupidity, pride in our malfunction, in our inability to move correctly. We have a pride in it. It is for the same reason why we always think ourselves as smart. We are sharp. We know how to maneuver. Well, in the end, you end up maneuvering and making things worse for everybody. We are sharp. There is a small issue on the road, small hold up. Before you know, 6 lanes. Everybody is sharp. Everybody needs to get there sharp. Before you know, the road blocks. 6 hours you are on Lokoja Road trying to escape because all of us were smart. It's hard for us sometimes to look back and see that this thing we call smartness is stupidity. Somebody goes to a country that generated 25,000 new megawatts within 5 years. 25,000. Your country has been unable to generate 1/10 of that in the past 20 years. They did that in 5 years. He goes there to learn, to research. How did they come about this? The place you can jump to is, what is he going there for? Can he not learn from you? We always trying to explain stupidity in a way that we think makes sense, because we are always looking for ways to prove that now we shall pass, now we know pass. We know nothing. If we do, we would have been there. Any smartness that cannot move you forward, it is not smartness. It is like the wise man who tells you he is wise, but he does not know how to make money. Your wisdom cannot give you money, and you are saying you are smart. By the results, we will know who is actually smart. Or in a country of 200 million people that all claim to be the sharpest, yet everything does not work.
If I say you're going to travel, part of the problem we have here is that people don't want to learn. The job, leadership and learning are inseparable. You must learn always. When I was campaigning to be governor, I visited, that was my first trip to Bangladesh, to learn how they dealt with the poor, pulling people out of poverty, to know what they were doing about education. I did the same thing with India, rural India. That's where I found out that why we go into office here and start building the governor's mansion, governor's offices, they were busy building rural roads to give the people access to bring agricultural goods which they can sell and make more money. So go ask anybody, as governor of Anambra State, every part in Anambra State was connected by rural roads, bridges, everything. That's what you learn. But when you stay here, I went there. That's what I'm doing today, and I'm doing it with my own resources. To learn, you need to learn.
Okay. So
you need to learn from people that know how to do it, not from you keep thinking we are sharp, we are sharp. let's go and meet people. Humble yourself. Go to neighboring African country. We are actually working out. Giant of Africa, light will not forget. For you go reach 100 years, will not go get light. Giant of Africa. Humble yourself. That is the first step in learning.
You learn every day.
Every day. So you went to Egypt to learn, and you've also been talking to stakeholders locally.
I've spoken to stakeholders locally. I went there, and you need to find the finance. It's not when you go there, there's no money. That's why people come into office and say what they saw when they came in. What are you seeing? You need to see all those things before you arrive there.
Okay.